Hey y'all, we live. How's everyone doing tonight? How's everybody doing? Let me get this up. Did y'all watch the Wendy Williams movie and documentary? Did y'all watch it? Cause when I tell y'all, honey, I was in so many of my emotions, okay? I feel like, hold on, y'all, let me get this together. I feel like, hold on, y'all. All right. So, how you doing? How you doing? Y'all, I wanted to do that. I've been waiting so long to do that. I was like, oh, I can't wait to turn to this live so I can just say, how you doing? Y'all, I absolutely I love me some Wendy Williams, right? Um, I've always been into like blogging and just putting out the business and stuff like that. But I'm gonna be honest with you guys. After watching the documentary more so than the movie, because I felt like we really only needed a documentary. I mean, the documentary gave us the movie, but with more details, and the movie kind of, had a lot of spaces in it. So I was definitely here for the documentary. But I am going to say what I noticed overall is that when you pride yourself, right? um, it's karma, y'all. Y'all don't understand that karma is real. Okay. Now, it hurts me that she had to go through so much pain. But you have to remember that when you put things out into the universe, that stuff comes back to you. Okay. This is why I never could get down with like celebrity gossip so much because at the end of the day, these real people lives. They go through like, everything things that we go through except their life is put on TV as display. And I feel like that causes people to go into, suicidal thoughts. That causes people to start drinking and doing drugs and doing stuff like that, all because everybody is all in their business. And I feel like I want to be sensitive to it, but it is what it is. When you put that energy out and you put in other people's business out and things like that, all that stuff comes around full circle. So you have to be very careful of what you talk about, of what you make fun of and what you think is hilarious and good entertainment as opposed to what's actually human nature. Y'all get what I'm saying? I'm making sense to y'all because I feel like when I watched the documentary and you see how much hurt and pain Wendy went through, I really feel like the documentary should have just been called Surviving Kevin Hunter. Okay. The movie was great. Okay, the movie was a mess. Okay, what a mess. But the documentary should have been called Surviving Kevin Hunter because this man traumatized this woman so bad to the point that she doesn't even know like what to do now. I mean, it's kind of scary to the point when you think of actually, and I'm married, so I think about like, dang, if my husband was to leave me, how would I take that? Would I feel like my whole world done came crashing down? Hey Ellie, hey around the way girl, hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all, how you doing? How you doing? Um, he really isolated her. Right, right. Yeah, when you throw stones and you live in a glass house, those same stones will shatter your house as well. Exactly. It's unfortunate that she had to go through those things, but you have to remember, you guys, whatever you put out and what you glorify and what you make fun of and what you think is fun and stuff like that, that stuff comes back to you. So you got to be really careful when it comes to people's real lives. And I'm not saying it like, oh God, don't be a vlogger, be a vlogger. But you got to remember that that comes with a certain type of energy. when it comes to talking about someone's real personal life, like, their divorces, their children, their money, those type of things. Like, if you want to focus on their content, that's different. But when you start digging deep and trying to find information on people to put out into the world to make that person look bad and stuff like that, it's only a matter of time before it comes back to you. Now, me as a Wendy fan, I literally broke down. Okay, y'all, let's just get into this review. So I'm going to do the review of the movie, and I'm going to add in parts of the documentary as we go through it, because basically it was pretty much all the same thing, and the documentary just gave us more in depth. Wendy, I applaud Wendy. Wendy said, I'm going to write my own story. Y'all not going to have me. Y'all not going to wait till I die, then y'all going to write my story for me. No, I'm going to give it to y'all how I want to give it to y'all, straight cut and direct. I applaud her for being so open, so real, so genuine to us. I saw and felt the pain that she was really going to. You felt it. Like, she couldn't fake that. And I am going to say this. Her team, oh my God, they are loyal, because they sat there in those interviews and they spilled all the tea about Kevin, all the tea about the stuff that they was going through, and they never once was the ones to put it out there, on the streets. They was not the ones telling the vlog this. They sat there when time was right and told the story. So I applaud them, for having her back in that aspect. Let's talk about these actors, okay? The woman who played Wendy Williams, amazing, amazing. The only thing that I wish they would have done different was when Wendy started talking about getting to lipo and things like that. I wish they would have gave her a little bit more weight to make that part more believable. Y'all get what I'm saying? I feel like she was already so small, so when she was talking about the lipo, it kind of threw me just a little bit, and it honestly made me forget that Wendy was a little heavier back in the day. Because we see her now and all we see is big boobs, and then it's a really small frame, so you forget that she had weight on her. But I really thought that they should have gave her a little bit of weight. I mean, one of those little suits, one of those little suits that make you look a little chubbier, so that when she actually got that body snatched, oh, we would have saw the snatch, okay? But when I say her mannerisms, her talking, her walking down the hall, especially when she came in with her new boobs, even in the beginning when she walked down, she was about to go on that stage, she embodied Wendy. Y'all, I said, whew, that's some good acting. She had to study, and I mean study. And Wendy is a particular type of person, even with, her bulgy eyes and everything. The casting on this was on point. If only Wendy Williams could have did this for the Aaliyah movie, I'd have loved it. Like, girl, why did you cast yourself amazingly? um Before we get into it, what else I wanted to say before we got into it? Charlemagne. Why did they have Charlemagne looking like a 70-year-old man? Okay. I thought in my eyes, I felt like Charlemagne played more of a bigger part in her life than they showed. I feel like they left out a lot of details and a lot of different things that they definitely could have, put out there for us. Things that we really wanted to know, like, what was the relationship with you and Charlemagne? How deep was that? What was that like? Was it what everybody assumes? I feel like there were little bits of things that we could have got deeper into as far as Wendy is concerned, and not so much as far as Kevin Hunter. I feel like everything centered around Kevin Hunter, but when you think about it, Wendy's world was centered around Kevin Hunter, unfortunately. Okay, so y'all, let's just get into it. Let's just go. So when the scene opens up, you see, I guess all the flashbacks in the the tabloids and everything going through Wendy's mind, and then she's crying. And when I tell you Wendy is strong, okay, this one scene in the beginning did it for me, okay? As soon as they said Wendy, and they started fixing her makeup, all that wiped away. Tears, everything, back on it. Oh, we're gonna have a fantastic show. Oh, we're gonna get it done. It was like like I said, she knew how to put it on. Okay, she sucked everything up and she gave it back to us. She took all that hurt, all that pain, everything that she was going through in the inside, and she gave it back to her fans. So I was sitting there like, woo, child. It's hard for me to, get my life together in the morning just for waking up when I want to be sleeping. Okay. um, before she gets up there, she walks down that hallway. She has on that red, dress. Is right before the season starts, and she turns to us and she tells us like, "I'm ready to spill my dirt. Everybody's been wondering what's going on with me. Let me go spill my dirt." So we start to get the story of her life. We find out that her family was very critical of her, okay, that she's always been mouthy, okay, she always been going at it, okay. She was a little heavier, so they was always, trying to make her lose weight, weighing her on the scale, giving her a strict diet, okay. She even broke the chair and musical chairs, y'all. And I was like, Dad, was Wendy that big? It's hard to believe that Wendy was that big because she's so small right now, right? So I'm like, Dad, was she that big to break the chair? Um, her brother. So she's a Jersey girl. I'm a Jersey girl. It's a Jersey thing, okay? Her brother Tommy was my teacher in high school. He was, I think my fifth grade was the fifth grade. He was my fifth grade teacher. So when I saw him as a little boy in the movie, I'm like, he's definitely a whole light skin person. So I don't know why they gave him dark skin, but that's not neither here or there. Just something I noticed. So yeah, so we found out, that she had, her parents was very critical of her, and I think that that was good for Wendy to show because Wendy always put up this persona as if she had like the best parents in the world. Hi, well, welcome since it's your first time here. um I feel like, especially with the passing of her mother, her father, Wendy always made it seem like her parents never did anything wrong to her, and to actually find out that they was very critical of her weight, and her father even told her like, you would be a really pretty girl if you would just lose some weight. Could you imagine that the first thing you hear from the man that's supposed to love you, the first man that's supposed to show you how a man's supposed to treat you, says to you, you a pretty girl, but if you lose some weight, you just need to lose some weight. Okay. That right there shaped her whole mental space. Her whole mental space for how she was going to carry the rest of her life. And I think that's why, well, of course, we know that's why she started doing the plastic surgery, of course, right? Um, so, y'all, I'm all on the wrong page. What was I reading? Okay, I don't even know what I was reading. um, this is stuff I would be cutting out if I was sitting there, actually doing a whole review. Okay. Um, so we found out that Wendy get her first radio deal. Okay. Now when she gets her first, okay, we found out that Wendy gets her first radio deal, and when we found out that, we also found out that she started doing coke. Okay, she tried bulimia, and bulimia didn't work because she loved her teeth. Okay, she know that you lose your teeth if you throw up. Her brother Tommy walked in on her, throwing up. No one never knew that about her. Okay, so she decided that, hey, I'm just gonna start doing coke. It's gonna help me lose some weight. It's gonna help me stay woke, and that's what she did. Now, the thing that I had about the film was that even though she did admit to being a user and she did use, I feel like they gave us a little part of it, but they didn't give us her everyday life as a user. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like we saw her take the drugs but have a little party scene, but we don't know what her everyday life was like. Like, what was High Wendy like at work? Y'all know what I mean? I felt like they could have gave us a little bit more of that side because we know that was a big deal for Wendy, getting over her coke habit. And then to find out that she got over the coke habit in literally 4 days made me think like, was it really a really bad coke habit, or was it just something? See, y'all, I don't know how coke works. Do you just wing yourself off? They do say that coke is a party drug, So at some point, you can use it or not use it. But if she was addicted to it, I think that 4 days seems a little suspect to me. But that's not my life journey. I don't know. Right. I'm sure her parents did mean well, but it definitely will mess up your psyche. You have to be careful what you speak to, how you speak to your children, what you speak into your children. Okay. You never want to tell them, oh, you'll be pretty if you were skinnier. Okay. Oh, you would be this if you were lighter, or you would be this if your hair was longer, or you would be this, if you got to be careful of how you speak and what you speak into your children, because that psychologically follows them for the rest of their life. Okay. Now, we find out that Wendy got raped, y'all. And the guy who raped her name was Ricky Tony or Tony Ricky. Ricky Tony. And when I saw it, it broke me down. And I'm assuming how she was on coke is how she appeared on the movie. What do you mean? Because I mean, I don't know. When you look at the pictures, okay, think about the pictures in the documentary. When you see her and Cass, and you see her and this, that, and the other, you're looking at Wendy, and you could tell Wendy was high, right? But I feel like in the movie, we never really got to see Wendy high. Like, what was high Wendy like? That's what I was, more so like. I just wanted to get a little more glimpse into, that side of her life, since it was a big deal about it. Um, so we found out that she was raped, and it freaking she was hardcore at school. Right, right. It hurt me. Okay. Trigger warning to anyone who's, ever dealt with that, or, know people, and sensitive, okay? Just letting you guys know. I felt like at that moment, Wendy got her voice. If that makes sense. I don't know how the two relate to each other, but it's like she took back her power. Okay. I don't know, something about it. Her whole energy after she got raped shifted, and it made me feel as though that's when Wendy decided, I'm not holding back nothing else. I'm putting everybody on Front Street. It is what it is. These people are not going to sit here and do these things to these young women and do these things to people. And now I'm putting everybody business out there. That's how I received it. Even though she was like, tiptoeing around it in the beginning, because this was more so when she was just DJing, she was playing songs and she was talking, little slow stuff. But I think that's when she decided she was going hardcore, and she wasn't having mercy on nobody. Nobody's going to have mercy. I'd rather you not like me so that can't happen to me again. Y'all get what I'm saying? Y'all get where I'm going with this? I felt like that's when she regained her voice after being hurt for so long, after that one traumatic experience that I don't think she's ever dealt with through this whole movie, through her whole life. Everything that knocked her down literally, and she was back up in 2 seconds and never had the chance to sit back and process what happened, deal with the feelings, deal with the emotions, and move forward. It's like the one of her friends said, she know how to take those feelings and box them up into a box. And I said, ooh, like, no, we can't box these feelings up. That's why you're having breakdowns, okay? That's why you're fainting on TV. We can't box this up no more. We got to let it out. And I think this was actually therapeutic for her in the end. Because now she got it out there. She spoke her truth, her life. There's no guilt in me talking about anyone and my life not being together. Y'all get where I'm going with this? What? Um, yeah, it made her very guarded because she trusted that guy. Exactly. I felt like that's when Wendy made up her voice and got her voice. And I think it psychologically in the back of her mind, she thought that if I'm going to be in this industry dealing with these people, I'm going to have to come hard so that this doesn't happen to me ever again. That they don't even think they can play games with me because I'm not to be played with. I felt like, oh, I felt for her. I felt like she went from being very sweet to very up, like, she went from soft Wendy to, y'all see it. Y'all saw the transition. It was a transition for me. A little comical relief, okay? So after she goes and she gets raped, she decides to take, a HIV test. And y'all, when I sat there, I was like, y'all not about to tell me Wendy Williams had AIDS all these years. Nobody said nothing, or HIV, and nobody said nothing. Because I was sitting here like, you gotta have a good camp if that didn't get out after all these years. Because the way that they kind of like went into it, it kind of seemed like that was the outcome. So to find out that, she was really worried about her health, especially back in the day after that situation, and then not telling anyone that it happened, that she literally just went and got a HIV test, STD test, just to make sure that she didn't get anything. And she harbored that emotion and that fear. And that's when she decided, like, yes, I'm going to live my life to the fullest. Okay, forget that. I'm not, walking on the edge no more. I'm going to have parties. I'm going to get drunk. I'm going to get high. I'm going to do it all. Okay. She also said that no matter how high or drunk she got the night before, she was never late, and never missed a day. I said, okay, now you better get it together. That's functioning addiction. Okay. Um, with her in that moment. Yeah. I thought the same thing. Yeah. Okay. We all on the same page, right? We all on the same page. I'm glad we hearing. We get a glimpse of her in the store looking at celebrities' bodies. And when she said one day, I was sitting here trying to figure out, was it the one day I'm going to be, talking about these people, these celebrities, or the one day I'm going to have this body, okay? Um, So she finally gets to New York from her other gig. Okay, she's going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And she also said this was another reason why she was using coke, because she barely slept. Okay, she was working at this job, working at this job, working at night, doing this at night, and the coke kept her up and it kept her thin. So for her, it was doing what it's supposed to do. So why am I going to stop it? Um, she got fired from. I felt like she worked at Hot 97 and WBLS her whole career, right? Like she just kept going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I'm sitting here like, how many times did Hot 97 get bored? Y'all was sitting here like, dang, how many times did this happen? Okay. Um, she learned how to take them L's and keep it pushing. No time to dwell on it. That's how I used to be. Yeah, but that's the problem, Ellie, two Ellies. We can't be like that, because it's detrimental, it's unhealthy for us. Um, we harbor these things. Stress and that stuff can make you literally sick. Have you not seen Wendy Williams in her documentary sitting on that couch with her, thing, her legs in the machine? What she has emphysema, I think it's something similar to that or whatever. I'm not really sure what it is, so I'm not gonna really speak on it. But that stuff makes you sick, and you can see her health is deteriorating right in front of you. So we got to be careful, y'all. We got to be careful as how we handle our feelings, and not be scared to get it out, not be scared to yell, not to be scared to scream, not to be scared to feel what you feel, because the only way you're going to get up out of it is to release it. Yeah. I'm not really sure what that is though, but that's all that stuff have a um effect on your body. Stress can kill you. Stress can cause you to have a heart attack. Stress can cause you to have a stroke. So we don't got time to be harboring none of that stuff. We're gonna get up here and we're gonna let it out, okay? Let it out, all of it, whatever you feeling. Okay. So So she finally got her dream job, okay, at the radio station again. They was paying her $60,000. They found a spot for her because they felt like she was revolutionary. And I agree because before you gotta think about it, back in the day, we didn't have social media, okay? We didn't have regular, YouTube bloggers. We didn't have people, talking about even like especially hip hop, okay? So for us, it was Wendy Williams. It was everything was Wendy Williams. She was the one who was going to get it done. She was the one that's going to pull it out of you. She was the one that was going to spread everybody's business because we love to gossip. Okay, we love to know about everybody's business. Unfortunately, that's just how we are. Okay, and we love it. And I think she's paved the way for so many different people, like the Tasha K's, the Impressive Channel, all these bloggers, even on like the radio station when you got the rumors with Angela Yee, all that stuff came from Wendy Williams. She started it. Wendy had the tea, okay? And it was like at the time, it wasn't even like how easy it is to find information on everybody because now you can easily just look up something. Somebody brother just went up, go up there and say stuff and do stuff and whatever. And the next thing you know, it's a whole big deal, right? But now, back in the day, she had to do her research. She had to call up the people. She had to really, dig for it. I think it was funny, not funny, but I think it was like how it was interesting when she was bringing up one of a celebrity who was cheating on his wife and had a baby on the way. And then she was like, I know, ironic, right? And I said, exactly. You got to remember what you put out is what you get back. So if you put it out there, you got to, because that's somebody's real life that they was going through, and you don't put their business out in the streets. And now it's time to put your business out in the streets. Um, so then we found out that she was dating Eric Bean. I don't know who Eric Bean is, y'all, but she was dating him or whatever. She thought he had it all, but he basically, gave her some good loving, took her car, made her late for work, messed up her credit, okay? Almost had a warrant out for her arrest because he took the car and never brought it back, okay? Wendy was used and abused by men most of her life, okay? She was abused in a verbal sense. I don't want to say abused, but she was um I would say definitely a little traumatized by, the fact that her father mentioned that about her, her weight and stuff like that, and then to go and get, sexually assaulted and raped, and then to be used financially by this man. I feel like she had patterns, and when she chose Kevin, she made a specific point to say she prayed for a thug with a heart of gold because she felt that he was going to protect her. That said it all. She chose him because he made her feel safe, like he was going to protect her and he wouldn't hurt her. And he used all of her past because I'm sure he know about the past, okay? I'm sure she sat there and she told him about these incidents and all this stuff. And he used all of that and he got in her brain. He isolated her from the world, took over her business, made her a brand, used her till he couldn't use her no more, and then still tried to use her and still getting paid off of her to this very day. Y'all, who child? Surviving Kevin Hunter. Somebody needs to do it. Okay? It ain't gonna be me, because like I said, the energy you get out is the energy you get. um, but yes, so that I definitely felt that, okay? No, because when you've been around, we just finding out. Right. He definitely used that against her. However, I do think he left her such a vicious cycle. I'm not going to doubt for 1 minute he didn't love her. Um, I think he eventually fell out of love with her and still loves her and cares for her. Like like he should, especially because she's the mother of his child. But he definitely used her. Okay, it's levels to it. And I know we jumping all over the place, but I feel like the comment just brought it up. It's kind of like how when she passed out on the stage, right? Um, when she passed out, He swooped down and picked her up like the knight in shining armor and told her, "You got this. Go close the show out." That didn't sit right with me. And even Wendy, when she said it, she made a face like, because it all came down to the fact that I was the production, I was the show, I was the face. I can't fall. As my husband, okay, you come scoop me up, you take me to the back, you lay me down, you find out what's wrong with me, you take me to a hospital or two, you call your paramedic, y'all, the paramedics, the doctor, the on-call people, okay, you don't say you okay. You go wrap the show up after I just passed out on the stage in front of the whole entire world. That's not love. I could understand if Wendy was like, "I need to go out there and finish it. I got to go out there here and finish it." And he was like, "Okay, I don't know if you should. You sure? You sure? Because I mean, you don't have to, right?" He didn't do that. He picked her up, he scooped her, he saved her, and then pushed her back out there with them lights. Pimping mentally, yes. See, y'all, that's that. Ooh, oh, it just made me so angry because you see it happening, and it's like even as they talk about how he was mean and how he was this and how he was this, and y'all, we gonna get there. Let's just keep going. Protecting the bag, yes, because even at the end when she was in the rehab. And he still was trying to, when she said, "You will never have another dime off of me," and blah, 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 blah. He still tried to walk over to her and try to hug her and try to help. Like, no, no, we done did this too many times. Okay, where we at, y'all? Because we done got how she met Kevin. Okay, when she met Kevin, she told him, she basically fell in love with him instantly. Okay, they had been dating for like a couple of days or whatever. She told him like, "Look, I'm going to get my boobs done. I'm going to get some lipo. I'm going to get this body that I want." And she decided that that's what she was going to do. "I'm paying for it myself. I don't need your permission. All I need is your support. You either here or you not." And if he wouldn't have supported her, he would have been gone. But he said, "Hey, do what you feel is best for you." Wendy says, "Listen, I'm a big girl. I need big girls. Okay? I'm a big girl. I need big girls." And I'm not mad at her. It just kind of makes me wonder, like, after all these years, why she ain't just go get a booty too? No, no, like, come on. We could have did a little bit more. Okay, we gonna get the big girls. We might as well got a little bit of booty because Wendy is so flat. Okay, with big boobs. So I'm just wondering why we just didn't go get just a little bit of booty too. um, she gets her surgery, and once she gets her surgery, she comes in and she feels like a boss. Okay, she's walking down, she got her head up high, she got her boobs swing. She's out here, and I'm telling you, that actress, whoo, what's her name, Sierra, that girl, she did her thing. Okay, because for 1 second I thought I was watching actually Wendy Williams. I almost forgot that the girl playing Wendy Williams wasn't actually Wendy Williams. So that's how you know you good, when you can't even realize that, when you forget that you're watching someone else play someone else. It was really good. It's kind of like how you will never be able to not see Jamie Foxx as Ray Charles because he played it so good, Yeah, she did her thing. I ain't mad at sis at all, okay? Her training, her technique, all of it, okay? I know she had to sit around Wendy. I'm pretty sure she watched the Wendy Williams show over and over and over and over and over, down to the way she talked, the accent, the eyes, the mannerisms, the hands, the walking, everything. Round of applause. Round of applause to her. Um, so okay. So when she gets to work, she starts talking about when she gets to work, she starts talking about, uh her surgeries. Okay, look, you get your surgery, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, and they kicked her off the air. They said, listen, no, we can't do this. We're gonna take you off. So they took her off. She was like, wait, what do you mean I'm not working? And this how you know it's somebody's passion, because they was gonna pay her to stay home. She was on suspension with pay. That's how you know that she actually loved her job, because it wasn't about the money. When it all came down to it, she wanted to work. Okay, she wanted to get to where she wanted to get to, and she wasn't going to let nothing stop her. So when she found out that oh, okay, cool. She did an interview on the Wendy Williams show Friday. I'm gonna go watch it because I'm sure it was great. If I would have known it was the acting was gonna be this good, I would have definitely watched it. If I would have knew like the docu series and everything would have been this good, I would have watched it. But I was a little hesitant, so I was like, I'm not even about to invest my time in this and be disappointed come Saturday night, right? So when she went okay, so y'all, this is yeah. So she went to DC. Oh no, she went to Philly. When she went to Philly, because they didn't want to pay her, they didn't want her to work. They were just gonna pay her on suspension. She was like, no, I need to work. So she left. She went to Philly, like, no, I need to work. You said I can't work in DC, in New York, but I could work somewhere else. So she went to Philly, and trigger warning for anyone who's ever suffered loss of a child through abortions, through um miscarriages, stillbirths, is the trigger for you. This might, if you get triggered, okay. So we found out that Wendy in this whole cycle had an abortion, a miscarriage, two stillbirths before she was able to carry her son. Now, I know that she immediately went into guilt after she lost her first child at 7 weeks because of what she did previously. Okay. From the guy who ran up her credit and did all this stuff to her. Oh no, no, no. When did she get pregnant? Yeah, she got pregnant from the guy who ran up her credit. Okay. So after, you know, yeah, it was a lot. I could imagine that she thought that was, her karma the first time around, right? And then this when it got touchy, okay? To be pregnant with a child, to announce that to the world, and to have a stillbirth, have to find out that your baby's dead inside you and have to push it out, got hurt. I could only imagine. I mean, I can't even imagine, right? Like, and she just sucked it up and she put it to the side and she kept trying. Right? She does it again. They do it again. They going through the same thing again. They're gonna have this baby, okay? And she gets pregnant in 5 months again after telling everybody. And she's a radio personality. She's just talking. You don't think it's gonna happen again. I mean, like that, not again, right? And it happens again in front of the world. And this is why we're gonna tie it towards the end. She found out she was having a girl. When they gave her the paper, she found out she was having a girl. And I think that when she found out that Kevin and Sharina was having a girl, I think they made a point to say that they was having a girl, because that's how much it hurt her. Not only did you have an affair on me, not only did you have a baby on me, you then conceived a girl, a baby girl that we were supposed to have. That gotta hurt. That gotta hurt. Okay. So we find out, oh, I could, whoo, y'all. When I tell y'all, I was in my feelings. I was in my feelings because it was just so much. It's like, yeah, they rushed through it, but they had to because it was so many hard points that they had to hit. Even the rush throughs made sense. It made sense. Like, it's not too much things that we need to sit through. But when they hit on some of them points, they hit on them points, and it hurt. I know it definitely hurt. It made me really, really feel bad for this woman who sat there and put on a smile for the camera. And as soon as the camera went off, just like the guy said in the documentary, when her and Kevin would be arguing and fighting or doing whatever, she would, you know, turn it off. As soon as that radio came on, she was back at work. And then as soon as it went off, it was like my life's falling apart. And I can understand how that would be. It's kind of like you putting on a superficial persona. You're talking about other people's lives. You're talking about other people's husbands cheating on them. You're talking about other people, going through divorce. You're talking about all these things, and your whole life behind you is literally falling down to the ground. Mm, y'all, when I tell you that they we didn't need the movie, we needed a documentary more so than a movie because it gave it to us. But I feel like when you tie them both together, because the movie missed out the details that the documentary gave us. The movie gave us a visual of the scene, the movie, the life, okay? And then the documentary gave us the hurt, the pain that we didn't get from the movie. Okay. And I like, and now that I think about it, the way that they separated it, when Wendy gave up, they let Wendy, Wendy gave us her pain. She spoke her pain. When she started yelling at that camera and cursing and doing all that and crying and crying and crying, she gave us her pain. She didn't allow no one else to portray how she felt but herself. Yeah, in the movie, we got little levels of angry, we got little levels of, a little bit, but the movie wasn't as intense as the documentary. Okay, y'all get what I'm saying? I felt like she held some of that off for her to be able to express that to the world. Y'all know what I mean? I I truly appreciate that the pain was real and it was authentic, but it was from her. She wasn't acting, and if she was, Wendy's a damn good actor. Um, where we at? She found out that. Okay, so after she has her baby, because we know she has to have, she finally gets pregnant. She goes to the doctor. The doctor tells her, "Listen, all you need to do is lay down. Okay, your womb can't hold the baby. Every time you stand up, you can't hold the baby. You gotta lay down, Wendy. That's all you need to do." She like, "You mean to tell me all these years I've been dealing with, thinking, it was from the abortion. I've been thinking it's because, I'm not living right by God and and things like that." Because Kevin told her, like, once we get married, we're gonna have this baby. We gotta get married because God not gonna give us a baby until we marry. She go gets married, she gets the right doctor, she has a baby. Kind of seems like the truth, right? It kind of seems like Kevin knew, like, hey, we need to do this the right way in order to have this baby, because then everything, fell right into place for them. And she was on bed rest, okay? She was growing this baby, she was working from home. Another thing that she didn't express to us, that the radio station was upset with her from working at home. Oh, they didn't really give a damn about her working at home, okay? They was being nasty about it. We didn't get that in the movie, but we got that from Wendy. That's why I say they tied it all in together. Okay. So now we know that they wasn't really happy about her being home, because the part of me was like, oh, that's so nice to them. She was really at home working from her bed. I wonder if that could really happen in real life, right? But then to find out that she got a little slack for it, made perfect sense now that we put it all together. Um, she finds out after having her precious baby boy, that her husband is having an affair on her, because she gets up and she walks into the room to go check on the baby. She hears him on the phone with a girl. Okay. Now, as a woman, we know when you're on the phone with somebody you should not be on the phone with. For one, it's the middle of the night. That's one. Okay. For two, you're in a whole nother room whispering. So we already know you're not supposed to be talking to who you're supposed to be talking to. That's just that. Okay. He lies about the whole situation. She's like, okay, I just had a baby. I love you. Okay. He like, I just, we haven't had sex in like a year. You've been on bed rest and blah, blah, blah. And I think it was so selfish for him to even use that excuse after everything that they've been through to even be able to conceive a baby, for her to be able to hold a baby and then have your baby. And you say you went and cheated because you wasn't able to have sex in 12 months? After all of that, that's the best you can give me? You better grab some lotion and go in the bathroom. Like, what do you mean? Like, that's the best excuse we can get? Whew, y'all, when I tell you my emotions was high, they was high because it's selfish. Exactly. It's selfish. I done had a miscarriage, two stillbirths, finally able to carry your child, hold your child for us to be a family completely. And your best excuse for going out and doing you was because we couldn't have sex in 12 months, like I was out doing something else besides carrying your child laying on his bed and walking for 5 minutes a day. Selfish. That right there already shows you who he was. Selfish. Um, we found out that she also hired for the an investigator to find out like what was going on with the cheating. And she found out that she was, he was cheating. She went and got an IUD because he was like, I'm not having no more kids. I'm not doing this. No. And I think that was smart of her because this Lord Jesus, like after everything they done been through, like no, she wasn't having no more kids. She got an STD test to make sure that she didn't have no diseases. Wendy was up on her health game. Okay, ladies, stay up on your health game. Okay, every time Wendy found out something, Wendy was at the doctor. Okay, I need a test now. Test me now, okay? We ain't got time for the foolishness of the games, okay? Because once you find out that he's stepping out and he ain't using protection, you gotta go make sure your stuff's together. Make sure it's together. Um, she's telling him that she's writing a book. In that book, she's gonna write about the affair. She tells him like, I'm writing a book about my life, and I'm writing an affair in it. It is what it is. Kevin has this look on his face like, I don't really want my world, my life out there. But it is what it is, okay? Because at the end of the day, it's gonna make us some money, okay? Um, yeah. So she was really concerned about her meet and greet. She was really like, I don't know who like people gonna really turn out to see me. Like I don't know if this is a good thing. And I could imagine, right? Because it's kind of like okay, like it's not the same thing because I didn't write a book and I don't have a meet and greet, okay? But it's kind of like every time I go live, right? And I'm sitting here and I'm like, what if nobody come in? What if I'm just talking to myself? Oh my God, that's gonna be embarrassing, right? So I felt it. I felt it for her. Okay, not the same situation, but it's kind of similar because in this case, right, if no one shows up, I could just, gently close down the laptop. In her case, she's just gonna be sitting there looking like a fool for everybody to see. So I think it's a little different, but I got it. I got it in my brain, right? And I was so it blew up. Everybody was there. She was signing number one book, number one what was it on a number one book list or whatever it was. Y'all know. Y'all know. Um she's sitting there and she's with Kevin and Kevin's phone's ringing. And y'all know when the man phone ring, he don't answer, you want to know why he not answering, okay? So I was sitting there like, that's right, Wendy, tell him answer the phone. And who was that? Answer the phone. Don't know bill collectors call 2 times in a row. Answer the phone. And even when he answered the phone and said what he said, I still thought it was a lie. Okay? They called you about a TV show and you going to tell them you really, it sounds like a lie to me. I still thought it was a lie. Okay, and then we found out that it was the truth. Okay, it was really about the TV show. Okay, but after you don't lie so many times, I feel like everything's a lie at this point. Okay, uh, so they go and She gets approved for the show. Okay, the show goes, but she realized that nobody wants to come on the show because she's talking about all of them. Okay, she done roasted all the celebrities. She done put their personal business out there. She done got on Whitney, her and Whitney Williams got into it. Her and Mariah Carey got into it. Total done came down there to beat her up, okay, because she was spilling out the business, okay. And Kevin came and once again saved her from it, okay, with her knight in shining armor who saved her from all these incidents, okay. Nobody want to work with her. Puffy don't want nothing to do with her, okay, because you're talking about my group. She's saying I owe them money, which to this day, everybody's saying the same thing, that you owe him the money. Puffy, get them people back their money. That's all I'm saying. I'm going to move on. Um, you know, so she's like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do Hot Topics. I'm gonna bring my radio show to TV. Period. And I was here, I was like, ooh, 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 how you doing? Shout it out. Okay, okay. That was me. Like, okay, I always want to go to the Wendy show, but I'm too lazy to be going all the way to New York, even though I'm right here in New Jersey, be doing all that extra waiting in line and all that stuff. That ain't my lifestyle. But anyway, it's cool. So she, gets her TV show, and she's on the up and up. She's like, number one now. She's the real deal. She's Wendy Williams. Okay. Now she's crossed over from not just being an urban, radio host. She is now on national television on prime TV. What is it? What channel? Come on, channel 7, I think it is. You know, you ain't gotta have cable to watch it. You ain't gotta have nothing special. Everybody and their mama can watch it. Okay, so she's feeling herself, she's doing good, and then the whole time her and Kev are slowly slipping away. Okay, they're slipping away because she's focused on her job, she's focused on working. Even a lot of the people she worked with will go back and forth and say that she would that they would be like arguing, and they would be like really intense arguments and stuff like that. And Kevin would he would insist that they would never start a meeting without him. Okay, and even one day he came late, about 20 minutes. And when Wendy started telling the story, she started crying. And I said, ooh, it just made me mad, okay? Because she said that I just was like, he's 20 minutes late. I felt like she was so weak. Did y'all not feel the weakness in her voice, the weakness in her tone, the weakness of that Wendy Williams sitting on that couch when she said, like, and I just thought to myself, like, it's already been 20 minutes. Like, we need to get this started. We need to get this started. And when he came in with a Rolex and he like slammed it down on the table. Like, I'm supposed to be effing happy that he brought me another freaking Rolex when I have Rolexes. I don't want no more stuff. And when she started going into it, y'all, I said, ooh, I felt it. I felt it. Mm, She alluded. She do, and that's unfortunate. She still loves him. That's why she wouldn't say that he hit her. Okay? And I don't know if it's because of love. I think it was more so because of the son. Okay? When she said, I was an emotionally abused woman. I was not a battered woman. Like Kev never punched me in my shoulder, but I fell down the steps and broke my arm. Did y'all catch that? Was it just me who sat there and said, did she just tell us that, psychologically she was never abused? So she can't really, she covered the abuse up in her brain. She hid it. She cut that side off because she wasn't an abused woman, because abused women are, weak. Abused women are, the perception, like, I'm not a weak woman. I'm not this. I'm not that. There's no way I could have been abused. You know how you cut that part of your brain off? You don't want to believe that it's happening to you when it's actually happening to you. Because when she said it, I said, did she just tell us? Because that's still how it goes, right? He didn't punch me in my eye. The cabinet hit me. Isn't that the old tale of how it goes with abuse? Okay. He didn't punch me in my arm and broke it. I fell down the steps and broke it. Wink, wink. Like, all we needed for Wendy was to do was to wink and let us know what was up. For real. Like, you think he probably, I don't know, and I'm not gonna speak that he did it because she didn't say it, but her body language, her tone of voice, the fear, even in talking about it, from the just him, walking into the room and them arguing about, the watch and him being late and him starting and stuff like that. And that's why I like the documentary, because when we watched the movie, I didn't understand. I mean, I caught the anger, but I didn't understand the intensity of what was the purpose of that scene. Y'all know what I mean? So it wasn't until Wendy explained to us the purpose of that scene, it made sense to me then why she felt like she needs to put it in, because that's how much control, or like that's how much fear she had, that she wouldn't even start a meeting without him, because he made it his business that he had to be there. It got so bad to the point where they didn't even want Kevin in the studio. He literally had to stay outside or upstairs or wherever they said he had to be, and he couldn't even be in part of, be in it. um, and he will call up, I can't remember his name, so that he could go and do what he needs to do and talk to Wendy, because that's how bad and controlled it got. Like they said that he would even come up there and grab her off, like that's enough, rehearsal. That's enough rehearsal. It's time to go. It's time to go and grab her, literally off the stage, and they would see the going back and forth and back and forth. They never said like, I never see him hit her or anything like that. They was like, just arguing. um and it became to the point where it started interrupting, her being a performer. Okay, that's her business, this is her brand. I can't be having you dealing with my client and she got to go on TV in 30 seconds, on national television. I can't have her back here crying and breaking down because y'all sitting here arguing. That's why you don't need to be doing business with your husband. Okay, he got with her because he was a thug, he was a hustler, he was a party promoter, he was on all this little stuff to make ends meet. Okay, and then now all of a sudden he's Wendy Williams' manager, and I'm going to give him some credit because he did make things happen for her. Okay, he did protect her. Okay, because she could have got beat down by Total, but it didn't happen. Okay, he had a lot of strings, and I was a little confused of how all these people around was so scared of Kevin. What was he doing? Did he got the goons in the background? Like, was he the shoot 'em up guy? Like, what is his story that he had this much pull around the people, with all these people in the background? I just need to know, like, what was he into that, these people were like scared of him and, nervous and all of this other stuff, because, yeah, it was like, it was a lot of behind the scenes stuff that he was taking care of that Wendy probably don't even know of. Okay, so then Sharina Williams comes into this. I don't know if that's not that girl last name, Sharina something. Okay, Sharina. Anyway, I don't even care about her last name. We're not even gonna put it out there. She comes up there. They give us a slight introduction of how she was introduced to Kevin, because her main person who usually do the things for them was gone, and now she's there. Okay, she's there. She's in the picture. Charlemagne introduced them to her. Now, I don't know why they had Charlemagne looking like a 70-year-old wrinkled black man, but they did. Okay, and I was sitting here like, oh, honey, the shade. I don't know why. I don't know how. I don't know why. But we were here now, right? And that's what it was. I don't know why they did that to Charlamagne. The face was wrinkly, the skin was droopy, the hat, everything. You think that Wendy's money backing him made him scary? Okay. Charlamagne was pretty dusty back then. Okay, well that's fair. That's fair. Let's just go with that. Okay, let's make sense of it. It's not the new Charlamagne, right? It's the old Charlamagne. Okay. I forgot. Everybody, once everybody get that bag, everything start changing. Okay, let me get a bag. Okay, I'm gonna get me some liposuction too. Just saying. But anyway, um, that's how we get introduced to Sharina. They was petty, right? So we get introduced to Sharina. That's how we get introduced to her. Now, While Wendy is, rising to the height of her career and everything, uh, she asks Ryan one day, like, where is Kevin? Because she's thinking like everything's getting back together. Now we find out that Kevin has a condo. Okay, Kevin has his own condo because that's where Kevin smoke his weed. That's where Kevin, do his. And this is what I mean by the documentary and the movie. They go together because when you watch the documentary, you just get her asking, was he at the condo? And we like, what's the condo, right? So then when we get to the documentary, we find out that Kevin was always at the condo because the condo was the spot where he go smoke his weed, play his games, and do all that stuff. Probably, have the girls over and everything that Wendy probably, or I'm sure she knew about, but she said she did not know about the house that he had in Jersey. But anyway, let's not get there yet. When she asks him where he was at, she finds out that he is actually in New Jersey, a few blocks from her house, at his other house with his other woman. Y'all, my crazy? My crazy started ticking. Because could you imagine being at the top of your game, working hard, making this money? You think you got the best support system, your husband? Okay, he's there for you. He's your knight in shining armor. He's holding you down. Everything's good. Blah blah blah. I mean, like, why else? Like, why else would he? Why would he want to? Something else when you got me, right? To find out that not only is he having an affair, okay, because like it's an affair, right? Affairs happen, right? But not only is he having an affair, he went and bought a house and a business name and moved his side piece into the house with him. So while I'm at home in our house, chilling, thinking you at the condo hanging out with the boys, but I gotta get up early for work at 7 o'clock in the morning. So I'll need to be asleep because I don't have that, I don't need that, energy in my house. Okay. And I'm trusting you to do what you say you're doing. You three houses down from me. You are around the corner with another woman. That's hurt like no other type of hurt. And I understand, you can see that it broke her down to the fullest. Okay, she finds out where this house is. She goes to the house. Okay, she glues the daggone mailbox closed. I don't know what that was about, but okay. Why she even have the glue? I don't know, but okay. She gets the spray paint, the pink spray paint, and she spray paints on it. First, no, she got to take the pictures. Okay, she takes the pictures and she goes, "Oh, you got a pool. Oh, you got a chandelier. Oh, you got a 3-car garage. Oh, you got dogs. Y'all, they got dogs. You got dogs? Dogs is like children. You got dogs. Stop playing with me. Because now it's real, real. Okay? Nice cars that he bought with her money. All of that. All of that. They got a whole happy family over there, okay? Him, her, the dogs, the cars, the houses, the pool, the chandeliers, everything. They got mail coming in, everything. And she paid for it. Light the house on fire. Set it on fire. That's what Levi did. And he wasn't even cheating. She was just mad that he didn't buy her no clothes. So she went and burned up his clothes and ended up burning down the house. I'm sure he was cheating too, but in that instant, that's why the house got burned down. But what I'm saying is, you mean to tell me that you went and you started a whole nother life? A whole nother life. I mean, you got a whole nother girl, a whole house, not a little apartment, not her spot that you crash at. I go to her house every now and then. No, you went and bought a house for her, cars for her, dogs for her, so it can feel homely. And I'm around the corner in the bed, lonely, waiting for you to come home. So what do? You drink. You drink. and you drink some more. It's disgusting. And I don't think, because they tried to make us like, from when she went out and she told the world that she was, in the sober house, because Kevin convinced her that she needs to go to rehab for alcohol, when she wasn't really an alcoholic at that point in her life. She was depressed as hell. Okay, she was depressed because her husband was out there having an affair on her. Okay, but he had to do what he had to do to get her out the way. Okay, I'm going to convince her that she got a problem. Okay, because no, I don't have a problem. I'm depressed. I'm drinking some wine because it's making me feel better. I'm not alcoholic because I decide I want to get drunk as hell tonight. He convinces her that she needs to go to the rehab. She goes to the rehab. She tells the world that she's in the rehab. Okay. Now she's in the rehab because what she do? She tells the world she's in the rehab. Yeah. But she doesn't really feel like she needs to be there. Okay. While she's in the rehab, she gets her phone, because they won't let her have her phone, because Kevin won't let her have her phone. She doesn't need to be a part of the outside life, because he needs to be out there with his new baby, his new woman and their new baby. Okay. She finds out that he may have a baby on the way, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. Wendy's like, I gotta get out of here. You gotta get me home. I gotta save my show. I gotta save my show. And I was thinking, like, you gotta save the show. The tabloids is saying right there, your husband may have a baby on you. That's the tabloid. That's what we just saw. And you said you gotta save your show. Okay. So she gets back and she makes a commitment that she's gonna go to the sober house and then to work, to the sober house and then to work. Okay. She's in the sober house. There's no friends. There's nobody. She's in this room with walls. She's thinking to herself, like, they got me going crazy. I'm not crazy. I'm not an alcoholic. They're going through her stuff. Okay. They didn't show us this part. And that's why I said the documentary was everything. Because in the documentary, she said to us that they would check her stuff. Okay. When she was there, when she was not there, they would make her shake down her wig to make sure she didn't have drugs in it. Okay. Now, I know that to some extent she understood it, especially because she was a drug addict in the past. But when you have overcome those demons and you are getting your life together and you are now at the top of your game in your life, and you want to take me, have me shaking out my wig for some drugs, when all I want to do is work. All I want to do is be home with my family. But because my cheating ass husband want to be out here with his new baby mama, he got me in a rehab for some stuff I'm not even on. The name of the artist who raped her was um I wrote it down. I'll give it to you. Let me see. Ooh, y'all. Ricky Tony. I think that's the name. Ricky Tony. Right. So she finally she gets out of the cab, she runs out, I'm not doing this, she takes over, I'm filing for divorce. That's it. I'm reclaiming my life, I'm reclaiming my space, I'm reclaiming my time. And this is when I felt relief in a little bit, okay? Wendy sat in her chair, and I saw this episode, so it felt personal for me, okay? It was personal for me. She sat in her chair and she explained that, she's getting divorced. And the audience starts, yeah, because everybody knew it for years. Everybody knew it for years that this has been going on, okay? He's been having this affair with this woman for years. This isn't the first time, okay? Not only did he have a baby on you, okay? Not only did he have an affair on you, he had a baby on you, and then they had the nerve to have a girl, okay? That's not their fault that they had a girl, but that's too much too, okay? They had a girl. That's enough right there. When the audience started like cheering and clapping, and she's like, no, no, because nobody's getting divorced. It's supposed to be celebrated. It's supposed to be a good thing. It's supposed to be happy. But yes, in that case, that divorce was needed to be celebrated. It's needed to be happy because he wore her out to the point he had her out there in rehab for alcohol problems she really wasn't having. Okay, when you all of a sudden you want to send her to rehab for alcohol, but when she was out here doing coke, you was fine with that. You never pushed her to stop, huh? But because you wanted to spend more time with your side chick, you decided that it was okay for her to go to rehab now for the alcohol. But when she was living coke, that was okay. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Y'all, so she gets, she's going through her divorce thing, and yeah, that's pretty much sums it up. She starts season 11 of the show at the end, and she, walks out. Wendy, okay, back on top, back on the thing. Unfortunately, the movie ended. The movie ended great. Okay, we have the actress Wendy, doing the best. Okay, then the real Wendy come out, sit in the chair, give us her monologue. Okay, how you doing? Tell us, all that good stuff, and I loved it. But the ending of the documentary was so sad because it basically ended with Wendy yelling at the camera. I can't remember exactly what it is that she said, but it ended with her yelling at the camera about Kevin. Okay, it. I just feel bad for her. Overall, this gave me my whole entire life. The whole 4 hours I could never get back in my life gave me my whole entire life. It gave me a different respect for her. It gave me a sense of you never know what someone's dealing with behind closed scenes. And I think it's disgusting now that we think about it, the fact that she gets so much hate on the streets about the way she looks. And this is why she keeps doing these things to her body. Okay. It's always someone telling her this and someone telling her that. And she keeps doing all these things to her body, all these things to her face, all these things to her, her body. Like, it's all fun and games until it's you, right? It's all fun and games to someone right? It's all fun and games until it hit home. And I think for me watching it, it kind of hit home. Like, we have to be a little bit more sensitive to the fact that people are actual people and they have feelings and they are humans and that they experience these things to a different height than we can ever imagine. Okay, because you talking about me, my little group of friends talking about me, or the little girls down the street talking about me, it's totally different than the whole entire world talking about you and making memes of you. So you already got that. And then you got, the father issues. Okay. Then you got the men issues. Okay. You got your own insecurities. Okay. You got all this stuff just weighing on you heavy. I feel like Wendy needs to go on vacation. Okay. Like, she needs to get away. I need her to get some real. She don't even need no friends. Take the production cash you got, girl, because they've been holding it down for you all these years. Take them and y'all go have some real fun. Okay, the ones that's been holding your secrets for all these years, take them because they solid. Go have some real fun, relax, get away. Don't pick up a phone, pick up a magazine, pick up nothing. Wendy's paid. She's paid her dues to be able to go away for about a year or two. She's made enough money to be able to go get her sanity under check. To get her life together. Cherish a little bit more time she got with her son before he's a real official grown man and want to get married and have babies. I'm just saying. But I absolutely loved it. I love the movie. The acting was, I think the acting made the movie better than what the movie was, because the movie did miss out a lot. But I think with the documentary coming right behind it, it pulled it all together. It just pulled it all together for me because it made everything make sense. It was like, it gave us the details that we wanted so bad from there. And I didn't even know Wendy Williams was married once before until she mentioned it. I wish we would have got a little bit more into that marriage. We got into, like, her dating or whatever, but we never really got into that. But how did y'all feel about it? Oh, I hope she find love, but I hope she heals first because she's easily manipulated. And I think she's a real girl who's in love with the idea of love. And unfortunately, any man that says they love us when we think, when we just want to be loved, we fall for it. And the intentions are not always right or always pure. So I hope that she really heals and be able to identify what real love is before she just goes out and start dating. How did y'all think I do? Y'all think I summed it up for y'all really good? Ooh, girl, y'all, that was good. It was so good. I felt it. I felt it. I felt it all. I felt it all. I was here for it all, y'all. I was like, I need a few more documentaries like this, okay? I need them to be so real and, open and honest. And I'm glad that she did it herself and she gave us her pain. She let us tell her story so that when she dies, whenever the time comes, that it's not, it's not fabricated. It's not, BS. Ooh, y'all. But we did it. It was good. I don't know how long I've been up here, but I feel like I touched on a little bit of everything. I know I skipped around some notes or whatever, but we here now. This is it. Oh, I was so happy to get. Oh, I was so excited about this, y'all. And I personally really, really enjoy Wendy Williams and her content. And I just know that, what goes around comes around. So you got to be careful what you put out in the energy in this world because that energy comes back to you. So yeah, y'all just got to make sure that for one, don't harbor all those emotions, whatever you're going through in life, get it out. Talk to somebody, scream, holler at a mountain. Okay, write it down in the journal. Okay, post your post on Facebook if you need to, even though people think it's petty. But if you need to get it out, get it out. Do what you gotta do. Don't box it up because it's not healthy. You're gonna make yourself sick, and we don't need to be sick. And that's just that on that. But anything else y'all want to say about this movie before I get up out of here? I thank you guys for joining me. I was like, I don't know if anybody's gonna really join me, but I'm glad that y'all came in through and sat down with me because this was great. This was really good. This was really good content that she put out, and I need her to like do more of other people content the same way she did hers. Like we need a redo of Aaliyah. Let's just redo it completely. I wasn't satisfied with it, so let's just redo it. Wendy needs some boxes classes. She owes she owes a few things. Period. Let's go find some Texas mountains. Right. You gotta do what you gotta do. Okay? Get it out. Ooh, child, that took me on a whirlwind just explaining it to y'all. I feel drained emotionally. Like it was me at one point. I thought I was about to start crying. But yeah, I pray that she gets the help that she needs for real, y'all. But it has been real. I appreciate y'all for joining me. Share this, I guess, review out, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. I think I'm gonna come back tomorrow with something else I want to talk about. And that's it. Yeah. When I get my network share, I will. Okay, I remember names. Y'all know I know my people when I see my people. Okay, I'll be like, oh, yep, and okay, y'all know I know. But yeah, you guys, I'm gonna talk to you guys later. I'm gonna go finish drinking my wine, take my shower, and hopefully, y'all. I'm supposed to get a lot of snow because I'm in Jersey. I don't know where you guys are located, but we're supposed to get at least like 2 feet of snow. So if I'm snowed in, we're gonna be chilling all day, all day. But anyway, I'm out of here. Let me go. Peace, y'all.